Mo, glad you could join me. CB Lifestyle and Apparel, Lou and Mo Podcast. Check us out. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Real Talk with Mo is going to be more political, current events. Lou and Mo Podcast is going to be, pushing towards more experience, advice that we have, just from living in the world. Some real talk. I want to talk about this video. I want you to see the video first, and then we can get into what I think about it. But there's a few videos, different, points of view. Everybody knows about the view, and once it goes, it just keeps going, and people just keep having opinions. So I like to watch the whole video of what we're talking about, and then we'll dig into more of it.
Morris has to get it across. Tim Mulkey in year 2.
Alright, you see from that video. You know what I mean? If you watch the whole video, a lot of people didn't watch the whole video. They got clips where they would show, the girl, Caitlin Clark, the white girl, doing the "You Can't See Me." I seen people even arguing about who made the "Can't See Me," which I don't even know what they got to do with this. But anyways, so they would do the "You Can't See Me" thing, and she was doing it. Then they show, how people respond to that, and then they show, Angel Reese doing it, and they show how people respond to that. But again, these videos are taken out of context every time, and people just run with these opinions and with their little, conclusions that they draw up out of these things. If you look at the whole video, you'll see why some people were saying it was tasteless. I wouldn't go as far as some people said, because talking shit is talking shit. I just think, in that aspect, it was what it was, right? Day one, you could talk shit all you wanted. She could have did that to everybody that they beat along the way, right? It's just Caitlin was the one that was getting all the props at the time. She was the player, right? Everybody was looking towards, like she got all the spotlight. So they was kind of like, I know she at one point she had did something to somebody, was like, I ain't gonna guard you, because they know the girl can't shoot. So she was like, I ain't gonna go guard you. But anyways, so they showed that video, and then it became a race thing. Right? That's where it always comes to. It became a race thing where it's like, oh, y'all say that about him. Because, what's crazy is the Angel girl was mad the whole time about, how she was treated the whole year. It really had nothing to do with the Caitlin Clark actions. It was like the whole year she was saying she was being treated a certain type of way, and people were saying she was ghetto or whatever. I don't know if doing that, made people think she was less ghetto. I don't know if she thought that was like a better thing to do, or just like sticking it in people's face even more. I guess that would be my, conclusion. I would see, like, you don't really care, you just want to show them that this is who you are. And the whole part, like, bro, listen, like, I don't know, like, so it went out to that. People didn't see the whole video. It is what it is. So the Caitlin Clark video, she's going back to her bench. LaShawn McCoy explained it the best, probably. I think him, Marcellus Wiley did it. Dave Portnoy did it. I'm gonna talk about that too, but they all explained it pretty well. Like, listen, like, Caitlin Clark did it walking back to her bench to her teammates, right? The other thing, she did it in the game, right? I'm not gonna guard you. She just waved the girl off, right? But that's just normal. That seemed to me to be normal and normal. But the face thing, she did it when she was walking back to her bench. This girl Angel is like following her around, trying to get her to acknowledge her. I don't know if she wanted her to like cry or whatever, or maybe like, just respond to it with a face or some shit. I don't know. But the girl ignored her the whole time. She kept doing it. Then she started throwing the ring finger up. I don't know if she just wanted attention at the time. I just think it was a little like kiddie-ish, to be honest with you. Like, you already done won. Beat them by like 15. You could talk, you could go dance, right? Whatever, whatever. So I just thought it was, if I would say it's a little like, it's a little like overkill. Like, it doesn't even really matter at that point. And like, if you're doing it during the game all the time or something like that, it'd be one thing. But anyways, so then people started going to black or white. But there are two different situations. That's why I say people never use the context. They just always use like the ending of it, like what it looked like, right? These two different spots, but not the context of how those two different things got to where they were. And that was the whole thing. Everybody going back and forth. I I think, like I said, Rashawn McCoy had the best one. I don't know what he was on, but he had the best, like, way he responded to it, because he said he talked shit too, talked trash. So, you know, and that was just my take on it. The David Portnoy, you know, his tweet was a little far, like he was like, you know, classless piece of shit, which I think, but I think that's just, I don't know, I would have to look at more of his tweets, that way he responds to people, because he seems like, you know, like a up north Boston type of guy, where he just like curses all the time and calls everybody a fucking, you know, a curse word type of thing. So that's just what it seems like to me. I don't really, you know, care too much about him, to be honest with you. But, you know, he was saying that it is what it is at the end of the day, right? But they were like, oh, it's a white black thing. He wouldn't have said that about Angel. They looked at his old tweets. I'm like, to be honest with you, like, I wouldn't even watch, I didn't watch any of this shit. I didn't watch no basketball. I didn't watch March Madness. I seen the Caitlin Clark thing because it was coming up on TikTok. And then I seen the Angel Reese thing because it's on TikTok, right? Then I see everybody talking about it. I didn't really see too many people talking about the Caitlin Clark thing, except for how awesome she was doing. But I ain't see them talking like it was disrespectful for what she said. I mean, for what she did. So, you know what I mean? So I would go off of that. But I would say half the people in the world don't really even know what the hell's going on, right? To be honest with you. It's crazy how, you know, on TikTok, you always, or social media, people be always like, you know, thinking that whatever's going on there, everybody knows. People don't know. Right? In the real world, people don't know. More than half of people don't know what the hell's going on TikTok, Instagram, what's going on in the world besides in their own little world. 70% of the people, maybe 80. So don't think everybody knows and everybody's watching and everybody, because they don't. That's just the truth. Right? You need to be out in the world talking to people that's just not in your circle, and you'll see. Because I go to talk to people, I'd be like, man, you heard about that? And they'd be like, no. So I don't think a lot of people even knew about it. I think once they got closer to the end game, Final Four, you know, even if you didn't know, you kind of had to know. It probably went everywhere. It was on AB, you know, it was all over. So, you know, I think, you know, like I said, I think there was two different situations, and it was just, you know, at the end of the day, I think it was like overkill for her to go do it, because she was like chasing her around. It wasn't like the girl was in her face, and then you telling her that, but it was like, it was the end of the game. Y'all walking away from each other type of thing. So I just think I don't think it's a white or black thing. I think it was just you know, an athlete thing, and one person was just a little too, you know, overkill on it. That's all I think at the end of the day. The David Portnoy thing I want to talk about was, you know, because this is why I hate about shit. Like, in the day's world, right, you could just be connected to somebody, no matter how, like, thin that string is that y'all connected, right? You could just have some type of degree of separation, and you automatically put in the same box. So what I'm talking about is like Gillian and Wallow, right? They're like, you know, people are going after them, and I don't even know who these people are half the time. Most of these times, like, these shit talkers, these people that don't do anything, don't know anything, or as most times it's these celebrities that, you know, want to stay relevant, they want to keep going, and they telling them that Gillian Wallow, you know, doing this because they have a deal, and they explained that they have a deal with Barstool, but they own everything that they put out and all this and other stuff. The crazy thing is that they even had to go and explain that, to me, is kind of stupid. Like, the crazy thing is that we have to do that you have to explain your side, or you have to, like, apologize to the mob because they worried about being put in a light that they don't like, right? They didn't have to say anything, right? It wasn't even something that they commented on. It was something that some guy who owns a deal, like, it's like the ESPN owner saying something, and you work at ESPN South Florida as a receptionist, right? And they're like, oh man, you ain't gonna say nothing about that? It's like, bro, you don't have to say everything about anything. You don't have to respond to everything. Like, it's just stupid to me that they have to go out and make a thing, even though they do it, you know, but it's your bag, right? Your bag, you don't want your bag to be, you know, short, so you gonna go out there and apologize, right? Like, we have nothing to do with it. I seen Wallow, like, we own all our rights, our thing. Like, they had to go explain all that. That's the crazy part to me. Like, the reason that they had to go and explain it is just wild to me. But, you know, it is what it is. They did. They're like, we don't have anything to do with Portnoy, you know, what he said or whatever. But then people, like, people telling them you gotta hold them accountable. Like, you want them to just, this is a crazy thing. They want them to, like, give up their bag, right? Give up their bag. And these are people with no bags, right? They're like, oh, you gonna be there? He's a slave owner, right? He's talking shit about black people, and you're like, we're there, and they're like, they want you to like quit, go quit, and you know, you can't be under that type of person, and they want you to give up your bag. They make no bag, right? They never had a bag, will never get to a bag, and it's like, how much? This don't make no logical sense. So that, and then you got to go apologize. With, you know, this is just part of the whole, you know, arena of that. I would never apologize. That's the thing. Like, I'll do it either way. I'm not apologizing for nothing I said. I'm too old to apologize. I've already, you know, the way in my mind, I'm not saying I can't learn, I can't grow, but there's some things I'm not gonna apologize for. And if it's something I've already said, then I can't take it back. It is what it is. So you get my drift.